Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Road to the GOAT series. Currently in the college league with a 5-1 record and a 27-3 record overall. So, looking pretty good so far. Coming off our latest victory against the Milwaukee Bucks, where we played with the Miami Heat, and now I just had to try and change things up. I want two easy victories to get out this seed. No plan, no games, and I'm coming out strong. And you can see my opponent, he has also gone with the Brooklyn Nets just like me. So this should be an interesting matchup. I think every time that I've played with the Nets, maybe 3 times in total right now, I've always been matched up against the Nets. It's never been no other team. I don't know if 2K has it set up like that, but it is what it is. Like I always say, you play who they put in front of you, and I'm hoping to get the victory in this game. So this is definitely a different pace and a play style with this team because this team has a lot more offensive power. But because it's a Nets versus Nets matchup, I gotta match my opponent because he has the same guys on the team as well. And so our defense needs to be A1 from the beginning. KD getting to the rim, he's gonna extend his lead by 3 points. So defense not the best in the first quarter, but we were able to, settle down in the other quarters, and our defense got progressively better throughout the game. Big mismatch here. Joe Harris cannot guard KD. He comes to bring help. I dump it down low to DeAndre Jordan, and we are going to take back the lead. We are the Brooklyn Nets on the top, and my opponent is the Brooklyn Nets on the bottom. Jermichael Green now, or excuse me, Jeff Green backing down Joe Harris, but I get it within the paint, throw it down for 2 points, and the score is now 10-7. Coming down to the end of the first quarter, let's see what Kyrie Irving does here. Tyler Johnson playing good defense. Our on-ball defense and our off-ball defense was decent this game. Not the best, but it always could be better. First quarter coming down to the end now. Look at this matchup. I don't know why he had Joe Harris on Jeff Green, but that's easy 2 points every time. Jeff Green is going to take advantage of that mismatch. So that's the end of the first quarter, and the score is 12-9. We have a solid 3 point lead, and like I say in every other video, we just need to try and pull away now. And my confidence playing with this team is a lot higher than playing with the Heat, only because I know this team offensive power is through the roof. This might be the best team to ever play with on Play Now Online from when I first started playing Play Now Online, because you got Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant. Then you got a shooter in Joe Harris, and then DeAndre Jordan. This team is just stacked. Even though their bench may not be the best, I mean, when you got three superstars, you don't need them all to be on the court at one time. So this is where this team is pretty damn good, and it's a team that you just have to play with. A very easy team to play with. As you can see, we get by KD and we increase our lead. Good defense by us here on the break with James Harden. I see KD trailing. He's going to throw it down with a one-handed dunk. Make that 21-13. My opponent did go on to shoot 2 free throws, and so the score is now 21-15. So back into the post. I see DeAndre Jordan wide open. It seemed like my opponent defense didn't know what he was doing, or my opponent on defense didn't really know what he was doing, and that led to a lot of easy buckets. Here on this possession, I thought it would be pretty cool to show, and unfortunately I ended up getting blocked. That was some pretty nice crossovers by James Harden, but couldn't finish it off. And I noticed my time while playing with the Nets that you could basically run the starting five throughout the whole game. You don't really need to take them out. Their stamina is just, again, A1. Those guys could go for 4 whole quarters and still get the job done. So in this game, I decided to keep them in for about 95% of the game. And you see, coming into halftime, we are up by 10 points, 25-15. And this isn't like no any other team with like the Heat, where I have to play perfect with them and every possession becomes a lot more valuable. When I'm playing with the Nets, it's a lot more relaxed. I don't have to really try as hard to win the game, and uh, they're really easy to play with. I mean, if you can't get a win with the Nets, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, man, this team is way too easy to play with, especially when you're in the lower leagues, it's gonna be pretty easy. And when you have the Nets versus Nets matchup, it's gonna be a high scoring game because Kyrie can't guard Kyrie, James Harden can't guard James Harden. The only person that could guard themselves is KD, and that's about it. The other guys, you just have to hope you play good enough defense to where they miss the shot. But when I played this game early on, I was missing a whole bunch of shots early into the game, but now we start greening shots and our lead has expanded. In the first quarter, I was missing wide open shots with James Harden, Kyrie Irving. I'm like, man, how can I not hit these wide open shots with these guys? But I think you have to get them going in a rhythm first before you try and like really start to shoot with them. But a guy like KD, man, you could just shoot from anywhere with this guy and he'll make it. He is probably the best 2K player to play with on this game. I mean, LeBron James is pretty good, even though I haven't played with the Lakers yet, and I most likely will play with the Lakers one day. But from teams I played with, KD is definitely the best player I ever played with. And that's maybe because how my opponent played. Like, he had some weird defensive matchups, and that's because he took his guys out. I decided to leave my guys in for a majority of the game, and it just led to easy buckets because he had Joe Harris on Kevin Durant, and our matchup here we have Joe Harris on Joe Harris, so they kind of cancel each other out even though he gets the bucket. And we're shooting 66%, so it's looking pretty good for us right now. We're in a nice little groove, and look at this matchup here again. Joe Harris guarding Kevin Durant, way too quick, going to the rim, gonna get the two-handed dunk, and he needs a timeout. In the third quarter, my opponent played a little bit better. I mean, we were going tick for tat. He was scoring, I was scoring, and so I wasn't really able to, extend our lead. Although the lead is sitting pretty nice right now, 41-28. We still got our starters in. He has Kevin Durant on DeAndre Jordan and trying to play off-ball defense. But look at this shot here. Step back, KD. Perfect release. I get it to go. I'm telling you, this might be the best 2K player to play with because he could do stuff like that, and it just makes it a lot more harder for the opponent. And he's going to try and do the same thing I did, but he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's passing the ball all around. We still play good defense. DeAndre Jordan gets the block, and we're on the break again. I'm feeling confident with KD, and I pull up. I don't get the shot to go, but that's all right. Like I said, the possessions are not as valuable as if I was playing with the Miami Heat. He gets an 8-second violation, and that may be his time up out of here, and it definitely is. So our first time playing with the Nets in the Tier 1 ranking goes pretty good. We are 28-3 with a 6-1 record. And I want to thank you guys for watching and supporting, and I will see you in the next video.